Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be working on a set of Kwikee Series 32 steps. It's on a 1996 Fleetwood Discovery. The linkage on it broke out of the ball joint. I ordered a new gearbox and linkage. I will be replacing it today. As you can see, the steps are neither in nor out. They're just kind of hanging there freely. So suggest getting a pair of rubber gloves, probably some work gloves to go over that as well. Alright, so under here, under the RV, you can see this is the linkage. This would normally be connected to this ball joint right here. It looks as though this ball joint has sheared off or something like that. Oops, sorry. It looks as though this ball joint has sheared. Somehow, you can see how it's cracked right here. So, anyways, what we're going to do, unplug the motor, and then we're going to take out, there's 4 bolts holding it right here. Alright, so I got the motor and the gearbox set up out. This is the new one right here. Looking at it, you can see that some of the screws started to back out. This one's not even here. This guy right here. You see it started to pull away from this arm right here. So maybe that's why it's letting that arm come out. But anyways, we're going to see. We can replace it. I may have to go get some different bolts for this. Some new ones, I guess, but I'll start taking them apart and see what we got. Alright, so pulling it apart, this is the top cover that was sitting on top that you saw earlier. This motor bolts down like this, and there's an adapter plate in between them. You just gotta pull up, rock it back and forth so it unseats from that gear. It should come all the way out. There we go. You can see that they are pretty similar. I don't know that I'm going to need to use this adapter plate. Alright, so looking at it, I removed the gear that came with it. This gear right here. Looks like I would have to take apart this motor to swap them out, and this gear looks pretty good. It doesn't look like it's too worn or anything like that, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. We'll see. I'm not going to need this adapter plate, and you can tell that it's set up for a different motor. These bolt holes right here, they don't fit in here, so I may need to order a different motor down the line, but I'm going to put this one on just to see if we can get by with this guy. It is going to be at a different angle, but we'll see what we can do. Also, make sure you get some of that blue grease in there in between your gears. So, looking at it, trying to install this, these bolts are, the ones that came on the original are way too small. So I'm going to have to go get different bolts. I needed an extra one anyway, so probably should have bought the motor, but I mean, this is just a cheap way to get by without having to ratchet strap the motor every time I got to move the RV. Alright, so I'm back from Lowe's. The bolts ended up being a 6mm bolt. I did end up having to drill out the holes on this old motor, otherwise it wouldn't have fit. Anyways, I'm gonna get this all bolted back together. Alright, so here you can see the old motor on the new gearbox here. You can see this is the ball joint that broke on the old one. You can see where it was cracked in here. Right there. Anyways, you can see the difference in the orientation of the motor. This one sits sideways on the newer one, whereas this one, it was sitting straight with the arm going through this hole. I did have to drill out this top plate with a 1/4-inch drill bit. Alright, so I've got everything bolted up underneath here, so the last thing to attach is going to be this linkage arm. It's going to go right here on the steps. There we go. It's going to go in between here. And then there's just so anyways, it goes in between here, and then there's just going to be a pin that goes through it sideways. I'm sorry. So it goes right here, and then there's just going to be a pin that goes through, and then a cotter pin to secure it in there. So let me put that together. Alright, so I've got everything connected underneath. So now I'm going to test for operation. And back out. You can hear all the squeaking underneath there. I'm going to go through with some some dry lube with Teflon. I'm gonna go through and all the points that are connected, bearings and whatnot, I'm gonna go through and lube this. If there's any bearings that need grease, I'll go through and grease it just to quiet it up. Alright, so here you can see the motor in action. So this is when the door gets closed. Bring it in. So I'm gonna go through and grease everything that touches metal. So points like this, you see that it contacts right here. Go through, grease all this, grease everything where this bar goes through right here. Go through, grease this, try and get everything to quiet down. All right, so this is after greasing everything. Much quieter. All in all, not a bad repair to do. If you're unfamiliar with any type of modifications or whatnot, I would suggest getting the motor and the gearbox combination. The modifications itself wasn't that bad. You just need a drill and you gotta get the right bolts. I got 6mm. I think that they were 40 M6s by 40mm is what I got. If you have any questions about it, let me know.